BMAS number 3, quick mesos. Today's topic is the Great Reset. All right. Um. So yeah, let's get into it. Um. Gotta start with this. This is such a late video, but I have been curious about this forever. So, um, World Economic Forum, since the people I'm pretty sure came up with the word, I might as well start here. Um, I don't even know who the World Economic. Let's start. Who is the World Economic Forum? Let's start there. No YouTube, no Wikipedia. All right. World Economic Forum, otherwise known as the WEF, international organization that convenes an annual winter conference, usually, what is this? Uh, Traditionally in Davos, Switzerland, for the discussion of global commerce, economic development, political concerns, and important. Oh, it's because I have this in dark mode. Hmm. Okay. So they meet in Switzerland, a bunch of random, powerful people. Some of the world's most prominent business leaders, politicians, policymakers, scholars, philanthropists. How do you get an invite to this? Trade unionists and representatives of a non governmental organization attend the meeting. Headquarters are in Cologne, Geneva, near Geneva. Conference was founded by Klaus Schwab, a German scholar of business policy and a professor at the University of Geneva, who in 1971 organized a meeting of European corporate leaders interested in making their businesses competitive with American firms. Interesting. A tremendous. So this has nothing to do with America. Wait, yeah, this is like not an American thing. Gathered. The gathering inspired Schwab to establish the European Management Group, which would facilitate such conferences annually in the isolated town of Davos, selected to ensure privacy. The mid 1970s, a group added political and social topics to its conference agenda and became a membership organization afforded to the world's leading 1,000 companies. By the end of the decade, it had begun sponsoring regional meetings in other parts of the world, and they changed their name to World Economic Forum. Okay, interesting. Um, okay, so now we are going to get into what is the global reset or the Great Reset. So, random person on Reddit. Let's see what you got. Hmm. See, the problem with this is they deleted the page. Like, this isn't a thing anymore. The World Economic Forum, they got rid of this page. Let me plug in my laptop real quick. Okay. Um, yeah, they deleted the page. I mean, it's been 4 years since they coined this. This one's still up. Okay, let me turn off dark mode. This is annoying. Okay, so he says, what worries me is the fact that an institution as global and large as the WEF seems to be, let's just say World Economic Forum, seems to be touting a great reset. It seems like there might be some nefarious intentions because when you're trying to do a great reset, what's to stop the high ranking people in the World Economic Forum or the UN from, or whatever, from just trying to take as much power and control as possible? Because that's what they're already doing. I saw something where like the World Economic Forum said you'll own nothing and be happy, and that's I keep hearing that as well. So he says, and that's a bit of a red flag. Who will own things? Government corporations are a bunch of things going to be rented now. Seems like a good way for a potential global elite to control people. I looked into the details of the Great Reset and basically got the idea that they want stakeholder capitalism, which seems to be something like a social democracy or more moderate regulated form of capitalism globally, which gets the economy to help everyone essentially. Now, I know a lot of countries already do that, so I'm assuming maybe the World Economic Forum just wants something like that, but on a global scale, which seems actually good to me. The one thing that still bothers me is the question of why is the World Economic Forum pushing for the Great Reset idea? They're not elected officials, and typically in countries, when politicians push for economic reforms, they do so because it's their specific country they want to improve, and what they have to gain is being elected. Hmm. The Great Reset is nothing more than the name the World Economic Forum gave to a proposed paradigm shift post COVID, focusing on investing in green technology, promoting public transportation, remote work, and a bunch of other boring stuff. The name the name got taken out of context by conspiracy theories who thinks it relates to the world government, New World Order, or some other nonsense that scares their pants. Hmm. Sounds like communism. It does sound like communism. It does sound like communism. It sounds like a good thing. I just hate the phrase "Great Reset." The Great Reset can be considered good or bad depending on your opinion, but the main takeaway is that there isn't anything to worry about for two reasons. In a nutshell, one, what does it propose? It proposes that all post COVID stimulus plans be geared towards solving climate change. If we want to solve climate change, we will need to build a lot of green infrastructure. And the World Economic Forum thinks that now is the right time since we're already about to spend billions on economic stimuli. In reality, the EU and the US COVID stimuli already contain some provisions to deal with climate change. The World Economic Forum just wants more climate change stuff. Nothing to worry about, but it's a matter of opinion. How much do we want our infrastructure plans to focus on green infrastructure? Um, okay, number two. Why does nobody in the real world care about the Great Reset? Because the World Economic Forum is nothing but a group of wealthy folks coming together to discuss interesting topics. But these people are not policymakers nor bureaucrats. Yeah, but they'll pay the policymakers. That's the problem. Nor bureaucrats, and their ideas will most likely be implemented in real life. They like to make the news, and conspirators like to think that they're a big cabal of influential people, but in reality, it's nothing more than a glorified think tank. So it's not the big bad idea you've heard about, but it's nothing you and I should care about either. Mm, see, Reddit's not gonna let you form a a good idea. Hmm. Like typically, when they put great in front of something is bad. Like Great Depression, Great Recession, or Great Recession, Great Recession, right? Great Reset sounds a lot like Great Recession. Um, so that's probably what's scaring people. Hmm. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to watch this. Why is this like in the form of a trailer? Shouldn't it be like like this is not a movie, right? This is something that you should be. There should be more information. This is like a movie trailer. I hate when they do this. It's like, could you be any more vague? That's crazy. Okay, so now we're gonna go Great Reset conspiracy debunked. The Great Reset advocates replacing capitalism with an economic system that is kind of socialism, kind of communism, but mostly just fascism. Oh gosh. The Great Reset is not a conspiracy to force changes in economic systems. The World Economic Forum has never advocated for the creation of a totalitarian world government or the replacement of capitalism with another economic system. There is no evidence to support this theory, and it has been thoroughly debunked. I okay. I mean, okay, but like, what are the policy ideas? That's the question. The international organization wanted governments around the world to seize the rare but narrow window of opportunity for social and economic change offered by the pandemic, to reflect, reimagine, and reset our world to create a healthier, more equitable, and more prosperous future. Initiative aims to make markets fairer through increased coordination among governments and improved trade agreements, to ensure that government spending advances shared goals like equality and sustainability, and to use innovation to support the public good by addressing health and social challenges, according to June 2020 article by Klaus Schwab, the founder of the World Economic Forum. Okay. Um, But according to conspiracy theories about the plan, the initiative advocates that nations eliminate all debt, install an expansive social credit system, oh God, abolish private ownership, exterminate sections of the global population, create a global currency, impose a police state, and create an alternative soccer tournament in Europe? What? Wait, what? I'll tell you right now, if there's a social credit system, I'm out of here. Those claims have all been debunked by fact checkers, yet conservative political commentator Liz Wheeler claimed in Facebook video that the Great Reset aims to replace capitalism with an economic system that is kind of socialism, kind of capitalism, but mostly fashion. Okay. Repeatedly denied unfounded allegations that the Great is a secret plan orchestrated by use pandemic to change social and economic systems in order to create a goal of time. Hmm, okay, now I see. I see what this is now. So one side is saying, "Oh, this is see," because capitalism. We've been in late stage capitalism. I would say we've been in late stage capitalism since the invention of definitely since the iPhone came out. Um, you could argue even before that. You could argue that the internet was the death of capitalism, but I think like once you start having smartphones where it's like you could have the internet anywhere, I think that's when capitalism was basically like um, in the late stage. So what they're saying is that there's only two ways that this can go because it's not going to stay capitalism anymore. So the one hand is socialism, right? Which I think would be a good idea. And there's a lot of places in the world that are doing that. And then the World Economic Forum claims that that's what they're trying to do. But then there's conspiracy theorists that are saying, oh, that's not actually what they're trying to do. They're actually trying to create, they're trying to use it as a guise to create like totalitarianism or um, totalitarianism. So they're basically using it as a guise to like take full control. That's what the conspiracy theorists are saying. Okay, so what is their proof of that being like the case? Why are they saying that? I will say one thing. If I go, there was a time like 2022, 2023, and I would go driving to like the gas station to get like some snacks or like some drinks or whatever, and there would be zero cars on the road. So that was really creepy. That was very police state esque. I never in my life have I seen that. There was no cars on the road. It was like 10 p.m. No cars on the road. None. That was weird. Reset we need is not a revolution or a shift. to some new ideology. Rather, it should be seen as a pragmatic step towards a more resilient, cohesive, and sustainable world. That is what Schwab says. The BBC reported in 2021 that the plan's lack of exactly it's very vague. Like that video was extremely vague. I didn't learn anything from that video. That was a movie trailer for a movie about nothing. The plan's lack of specificity, plus the fact that it came from an influential group, provided fertile ground for conspiracy theories to grow. Schwab advocated in 2019 and 2020 for a virtuous capitalist system in which companies pay their fair share of taxes, show zero tolerance for corruption, uphold human rights throughout their global supply chain, and advocate for a competitive level playing field. It's not about the playing field being like not fair. It's just about the fact that it's like what can you really buy after a certain while, right? Like capitalism has run its life cycle. What can you even buy anymore? So then like it really just like becomes like how can we get everyone to be self-sufficient? Like it's not about there being a level playing field. Maybe I'm stupid. I don't know. I know I'm stupid, but I just feel like I don't know. That doesn't make sense to me. The Great Reset conspiracy theory is initially boosted by Republicans, became popular among QAnon believers, and can include anti-Semitic elements. Hmm. I mean, how would they do that? Like, you get your iPod you get your iPhone, you get your, you know, you get your nice pair of shoes, you get your car, you get your PlayStation, right? You get like after a while, it's like, what else can you really buy? Like the only things I buy nowadays are like food, like like the occasional clothing or shoe item, or like maybe like some screws for my power drill. Like I don't like buy stuff, and maybe I buy like a extra set of like 45s so I can lift more at home. Like I don't know. There's like not anything to buy anymore. You just got a lot of people who are just like making a ton of money for like no reason. I feel like I don't know. Go back to Reddit. Stakeholder theory is most definitely still capitalism and not really socialism in the way that most people on the right think of it. Closest we have in the United States is either these conscious capitalists or companies like Patagonia that have incorporated as B corporation. Uh, B corporation basically gives the CEO contractual mandate to pay attention to environmental and employee concerns and customer and supplier happiness rather than contractually obligating them to maximize only shareholder profit. Okay. Because let's say you build your own house. If it were one day to burn down, would you rebuild it exactly the same or do things a little differently due to how you learned from experience? We're still building another house, but this time, maybe the kitchen is different, or maybe we need an additional room. But like you can't really like you can't rebuild like this like it like okay, I get what he's saying, but the term New World Order was already taken, so they had to call it this instead. You ever work in an office environment where you have to sell your ideas to the higher ups? Some guys at the World Economic Forum made a slide deck saying we need to do more green energy and stuff, but needed a catchy name to slap on the first slide to get everyone's attention. How about the first day of the rest of our lives? Too trite. How about year zero? No, sounds like Pol Pot. Okay. How about Great Reset? Yeah, that sounds good. Let's go with that. What is Pol Pot? Who's Pol Pot? Wait, who is Pol Pot? Oh, Cambodia. Oh, okay. So he was the one. Okay, he was the dude who Kissinger was like, "You're just gonna eat bombs for the rest of your life," and this dude was like, "So be it." He was the leading member of the Khmer Rouge. Okay, okay, okay. Interesting. This dude had some stones on him. Okay, so now I know who that is. So he was probably advocating for socialism. Uh, huh. A great reset conspiracy theory. There's something fishy about the great. Yeah, there really is, though. There really is. The Great Reset conspiracy theories don't seem to want to die. The theories were triggered by the World Economic Forum's summit last year, which had the theme Great Reset, argued that COVID crisis was opportunity to address burning issues facing the world. According to the BBC, the term Great Reset has received more than 8 million interactions on Facebook and has been shared almost 2 million times on Twitter. Conspiracy theories around the Great Reset are nebulous and hard to pin down, but piecing them together gives us something like this. The Great Reset is the global elite's plan to instate a communist world order by abolishing private property while using COVID 19 to solve overpopulation, enslaving what remains of humanity with vaccines. Ooh. Here's my problem though. There is so not overpopulation. Like that is not a thing. Overpopulation is not real.